guys, it's Kirby. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be refreshing this pink. I don't want to do the raspberry prism again just yet because I actually really like this like pastel peachy pink that this has turned into. So what I really wanted to do was kind of like brighten up the pastel pink. Unfortunately, my plans might change a little bit. I was gonna use the Creative Image Adore pink petal, okay? The problem with that is, if you can see that, it is, it's dripping everywhere. It is very cool toned, and I just got it everywhere. It's very cool toned pink. I did not realize like how cool toned that pink was, and I just don't think that that's going to vibe with this like pinky peach that I have on my hair at the moment. So what we're going to try and do is mix up a little bit of our own situation to try to warm up this pink petal. So what I have is some Camilla Rose Aloe Whipped Butter Gel. It's like a leave-in conditioner type of thing, and it's really, really creamy, and I had like the smallest smidge left, so I just started to mix it up in here. So I'm gonna put more of this pink petal in here. See how like cool toned purpley pink that is? Based on the bottle, I thought it was going to be a lot more like warm toned. It's not. So there's that. I should probably be wearing gloves. And my initial thought after looking online is to add obviously like a warmer tone to it to try and make it warm toned versus cool toned. But I don't know how I want to do that, if I want to add like a splash of the raspberry prism to it, or if I want to add like a splash of red to it. I think I'm gonna do the raspberry prism first to see what happens, because the raspberry prism is already pink, you know? Oh, that made like a nice pink. Okay, this is the color that we've come up with. It's not as like aggressively pink as the raspberry prism, but it definitely warmed up kind of that cool tone of the pink petal. I have high hopes that this is going to add a nice subtle revival to this. Again, not that this like faded out color is bad. It's just that sometimes it can look a little washed out in pictures. It can look a little washed out when I'm not doing a full face of makeup. And I specifically don't want to do my roots yet, because when it is this like light pink color, I actually really like my dark roots kind of peeking through. I don't know why. It's an odd style choice, but I really do like it. So what we're going to do is part my hair to get ready for the application. We're ready. We're just doing like a refresh, so I don't even feel like we need to be that precise with the color application or anything like that. So all I'm going to do is like if I were going in for an all over color minus the root application, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna take really big sections within the quadrants and start like painting and covering and making sure everything's saturated. As I'm putting this on, let me talk a little bit more about like the process. So I understand that the pink that I'm putting on my hair is still very much cool toned. That pink petals was like almost like purpley cool toned pink. It was like very light blue based type of cool toned pink. I understand that the pink that I have on now is still rather cool toned, but what the raspberry prism did, not only did it did warm it up a little bit, but it also provided a little bit more saturation for the pink petal color, so that that blue toned pink, that cool toned pink, wouldn't interact with the orange tones that were on my hair in a negative way. I could have just went in with the pink petals and hoped that the orange tones of my hair would have warmed the pink petals up enough, but I was scared that the orange tones in my hair were going to interact with the cool tones of the pink petal and kind of give me this really like muddy dusty pink, which is not what I wanted. So what the Raspberry Prism did was add just a touch of warmth and a whole lot of saturation to be able to provide this nice vibrant pink that I needed to revive my hair. Now, mixing it with this butter gel, would I recommend mixing a hair dye with a gel? No, not necessarily. However, I am trying to use up a lot of the products that I have in my house, and at the moment I didn't have any conditioners, which I do like to mix these Adore and Temptations with conditioners, and this butter gel acts more of like a very creamy, sort of like hair cream rather than a gel. Also, I did not have like anything in this. It was literally scraping the bottom of the barrel type of things. So that's why I just poured the dye into the butter gel mix. Do I recommend doing that with a gel or like a butter gel? No, this is my first time trying it, so who knows what's going to do, but if it does work, hooray. If it doesn't, oh well. Like, sometimes you just have to experiment. But again, I'm not trying to necessarily have like a full, bold, bright, deep color. This is really just like, I want a little in-between, like, pick-me-up to kind of provide some saturation that that washed out peach color didn't necessarily give me. It looked very beautiful whenever I styled it, and I did like it a lot. It's just I kind of need a little bit more saturation for my features and skin tone. So I just showed you the front two sections because it's just easy to show you the front two sections. Painted it in, brushed it through, mushed it all in. So now what I'm going to do is put on a shower cap. And then I'm going to sit under my hood dryer, and then I am going for about 40-ish minutes. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee and sit under my hood dryer, and then I'm going to go and shower, shampoo this out with a very gentle shampoo. And I do have to shampoo this out because I use this butter gel. This butter gel, it doesn't have silicones in it, so it could just rinse out. However, I am going to, so I don't have any like product left in my hair, I'm going to use a very gentle, like low poo, no poo type of cleanser on my hair just to make sure it's like cleansed and I can wear that first wash as long as possible. And then we'll be back to kind of like see the final results and talk through kind of what I think did go right and what maybe didn't go right. So see you in about 30 minutes. Okay guys, here are the finished results of the like pink touch-up. Is it like life-changing? No, but that's all I wanted to do was just kind of like add a little bit of saturation to that kind of like pastel cotton candy pink, and I think we achieved that. My roots ended up being that very cool toned pink. I think if I would have just went in with that pink petal by Adore Creative Images, it wouldn't have done anything. I think that little squirt of raspberry really helped to, again, kind of bump up the saturation. I'm happy with how it ended up. I think like this orange that I have in my hair is kind of really throwing me through a loop. Yeah, could I try to remove it or bleach it out? I could, yes, but I think ultimately I'm trying to like not remove colors as much as possible or even bleach colors out unless I'm doing a complete shift of the color wheel. So if I were going from like this cotton candy pink to like green or blue, then yes, I absolutely would have tried to take that orange out, but c'est la vie, it is what it is. It doesn't look bad. Did mixing it with that like butter gel, like that whipped butter gel, be okay. I think I probably would have gotten a lot more of an intense color if I used a conditioner or a shampoo, or even like a leave-in conditioner. I don't know if I suggest or I recommend using that butter gel, but again, it was like I was scraping the bottom of the barrel, and sometimes using those Kiss Tintations or the Adore Creative Images, I really like to mix it with like a more sturdy, like creamy product just to give it a little bit more body. But ultimately, I'm not upset by it. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it to kind of be a little bit more saturated in the in-between. I have an unbelievable difficult time dealing with the faded. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, I love the pastel faded color, and I do too. It does look nice, but like to me, I like a solid, bright, bold color. I like things with deep saturation, so sometimes when I'm living in the in-between and in the fadedness, it's really difficult for me to like enjoy doing my hair or even looking at my hair. So again, this kind of like just bumps up a little bit of saturation before I'm ready to like do a full-on bleach my roots, recolor type of situation. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, give it a big old thumbs up. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys.